Bud Beeston here. Well, I'm going to show you my board I have behind me, and these are the notes I have today. I'll show them to you right there. That and a few more on this other page right there. It's going to be about 3 different things on today's. Let me start out with, I want to talk about Jordan and the housing development. First of all, I'm going to show you this right here. Over here, notice it right here. This is Jordan's property. That's to the north. My property is right here, okay? Okay, this is the FEMA floodplain. Right here. This is the line. This out here is not in the floodplain. This is. Okay, I think it's Zone X, I think. Anyway, I have it cut out right here. We was going to present this to the planning and zoning. This goes right here, okay? And then this is not the floodplain. This part right here is the floodplain. So I'll take this down and I'll show you. This is how much is in the floodplain. Well, they're going to build 12 homes in this floodplain. For Jordan is. Okay, this is where they started. The original plat, right here is where Jordan said the floodplain was. Okay, right here, it kind of goes like this line right here, down through there and up to there. That's what Jordan said it was. He started out going to build 6 homes in the floodplain. Well, we did our homework with FEMA and found out that there's going to be 12 homes in the floodplain. Well, Jordan come back the other night and said there's only 10 homes in the floodplain. Well, I give them this plat right here 10 days ahead of time at planning and zoning. They never said anything about it. So we already talked about the outcome. That's in the video before this. But now this is some of the questions I want you all to hear. And the planning and zoning, they don't even know the ordinance book. The ordinance book is supposed to not allow this much overcrowding in the area, according to the ordinance book. Okay. Kevin Jordan, they would allow him to give them information right at the meeting when we had to have it in 10 days ahead of time. Well, that's not right. Okay. The first meeting, Kevin Jordan said that he was going to build 2.5 to 5 acre, some 5 acre homes. Different amounts. Well, then, no, that's true. It's all on video. You can go back and watch the video. Everything is 0.7 to 0.8 acres. Everything, every one of them, okay? Let me read this on here. I have my notes here. It's getting so big that I got to write all this on notes. Okay. A question we had is, who's going to pay the insurance for all this property all up through here with these ponds in it? They're supposed to dig a pond. Who's going to pay for this insurance up here? Okay. What if a kid drowns in there? You all know as well as I do, if you have a pond on your property and neighbor kids come over and drowns in it, they're going to sue you. So what's going on with all that? We don't know. Now, Kevin said, it's going to be beautiful ponds and a clubhouse. That's all in the floodplain. See how crazy this is? Just listen to the videos on what he says. Also, planning and zoning went ahead and passed it the other night, and he has not received the okay from the water board yet. They went ahead and passed it. How crazy is that? See, just for the developers, it's for the tax money. The tax money, so the puppet master, the big master, the little master up here, I'll explain all this in a minute, but so they can bring it down and let these guys put it where they want to and let the money go where they want it to go, and they can do all kinds of stuff with it. I have information on all that up above. That's just a test model I'm showing you. Let me stick with planning and zoning and Kevin Jordan, okay? Another thing that's in that planning and zoning book is you want to keep everybody happy. Well, what they're doing is they're dividing us. because everybody's upset with Kevin Jordan. He doesn't even live here, but they're going to be even more upset when they start building homes in there. So the neighbors across the fence aren't going to want to meet the neighbors in the housing development, and the housing development aren't going to want to go meet the other neighbors because they're going to find out they're not wanted. All set up by planning and zoning and the puppet masters. Okay, so just remember that. Let me keep reading on here. They're all going to be low-income homes. We know that. Okay, here's another thing. I don't know if I read this to you or not. But what about the bus turnaround? Are they going to have turnarounds in there for the buses? Or are they going to stop on the narrow road there on 113th and stop traffic for how long for 36 homes? It won't happen right away. A few years from now, how long is it going to be stopped there and people are going to have to leave work early or go a different route? Because unless they have a bus turnaround inside the development, they didn't answer those questions. Now, let me tell you how much wastewater is going on those 36 homes. It's already low ground. It's already in the floodplain, so that property doesn't hold a lot of moisture because it's a low-lying area. With 36 homes at 10,000 gallons per average per home, that's 360,000 gallons a month times 12 or 1 year is 4,320,000 gallons of wastewater going on all that property. Think about it. Would you really want to live there? Would you want to have that many homes packed in there to create that kind of sewage? Now, they're going to say, oh, those are chemical free. I mean, they have chemicals in them to make everything safe. You know, that's all bull crap. We've been lied about chemicals all of our lives. Okay? And then with them low-income homes, who's going to pay the money every 3 months to have those serviced by a plumbing company? You think they will? Of course, Kevin Jordan says, oh, they'll have a homeowner association and all this stuff. I've never seen really a homeowners association in a low-income housing development. I don't know. I'm just asking that question. There may be. I don't know. So I find that interesting. So I'll just leave. Our next deal is, I was wrong. They didn't take it Monday because Monday they're closed tomorrow. But even Thursday we're not on the agenda. I'm assuming that they're not on the agenda because it hadn't been approved by the water board yet. I don't know. But we have to wait and see when they're on the agenda. We're also trying to get on the agenda to bring us information on what planning and zoning did to us against their zoning book, against all these new regulations that Charlie Cartwright put on us 10 days ahead of time, Jordan line. We're going to try to get on the agenda to see if we can talk to the county commissioners. Because remember, I don't know how many months ago, Nona Roach says if you want to talk about something, get on the agenda. So we're going to try to get on the agenda. Let's see if they put us on the agenda. I don't know if they will or not. I really doubt they do. If they don't put us on the agenda, that makes Nona Roach look stupid. Now, Nona Roach, that's this old gal right here, okay? She is administrative assistant, to OCIA. She's the one that carries the bond from the use tax money. That bond, they have the bond that goes to Gantner Drummond's bank. I'll explain all that later, but anyway, that's Nona Roach. See if we can get on the agenda. Okay, now on the second part here. Okay, I'm going to go over this board right quick. That's the second part of my notes. Follow with me. Now, this board is just a test model. I have to make it bigger. We're trying to get bigger pictures. When we made them bigger, it made them so grainy they were hard to see. Right now, it's going to get better than what it is right now, but this is the best I can do. I just want to let you know that when I made that statement a week or so ago that I had this coming, I'm not lying to you. If I tell you something, it's not going to be a lie. Okay. This is Gantner Drummond right here. He's the Attorney General. Well, he owns or runs the head honcho at Blue Sky Bank. Well, here's Mike Fisher, the DA. He's protected by Gantner Drummond. Okay. Now, Mike Fisher, he's one that in August 15, 2022, Steve Talbert, he threatened Steve Talbert with a lawsuit if he didn't vote for the annex. Okay. So then in 2022 is when Bart Perrier come in and did slander against Eddie Verdon to me. I haven't got into that yet. It's just a quick rundown over what I got going on here. Now, you go on over here to Jerry Eubanks. Jerry Eubanks is the guy that can't get rid of in Pawhuska. I don't know why. He's a city manager, but I assume that he knows a lot about the Kennedy building. Okay, because Jerry Eubanks fired Lori Hennessy. She knows a lot about the Kennedy building. Now, Eddie Vernon knows about the Kennedy building. So does Robert Slack. Now, this is Darren Varnell. These are the four good people. These are the bad players up here. So let me go on down. This is Steve Talbert's wife. She was brought in and really pushed on Facebook by Mike Fisher to take over for Robert Slack, because Robert Slack did her job and she showed all the I'm not going to call it corruption from her part. She showed all the stuff that wasn't right, put it that way. Well, Fisher didn't like that. Well, Fisher, they went after Everett Piper to run for county commissioner. Well, he became county commissioner first, and when he stepped down, Anthony Hudson took his spot and he got reelected. Charlie Cartwright come in the same year that Everett Piper did. And the minute these two come in office in January 1st, 23, Steve Talbert went from voting no to voting yes. I'll just leave it at that. Later on, Shauna Myers becomes the head of the chairman of GOP. She starts working for Fisher. I showed you all the Facebook posts and why she got kicked off of GOP. I haven't dug that out yet. I did earlier, but when I get ready to show you the whole thing, when I get better pictures, I'll explain all that to you. I'm just giving you a quick rundown. Okay, Alberto Searat, he was Talbert's lynchman on Facebook, tried to run down Robin Slack and me, okay? Now, go over here to Dalton Higgins. He's the one that was brought in not by Fisher, but by Everett Piper, okay? He come from Wesleyan University. He's the owner's rep. He's the one I showed the pictures of on the annex with no rebar in the footing, cold joints, pictures where the whole the southeast corner is dropping 1.5 inches, okay? That's all because of Dalton Higgins, okay? We explained to Anthony, Piper was gone. By the way, Piper only lasted 15 months, and half of it he left because we had too much dirt on him. He got out. He was, what do you call it, just a little over 1 year and done. He got scared, okay? Now, Piper, he's out. He knows people in D.C., he writes for a paper up there. I don't know if it's the Washington Post or Washington Times. I forget. One of them is supposed to be a conservative paper. Anyway, Piper's one that tried to deep state me a little bit, but it didn't work. I got a whole list on Piper. I've never brought to your all's attention, just a little bit. Okay, I went over these. Now here's Kevin Jordan. Kevin Jordan knows that this housing development is already done. It's a done deal. There's already been bids put out. He he got it passed through planning and zoning last week, but there's already bids out. So how can you be, you're going to get passed, I guarantee you. And we have audio tape too that will show that. I'm not going to show it here, but anyway, this is a quick rundown of my board. This right here is Steve Ryder. He's on planning and zoning board, so is Bruce Gerho. Bruce Gerho is the guy that last year across the road told us he's an engineer he's a petroleum engineer, I was told. But he told us at that first planning and zoning deal with the 14 houses over across the road that the developer's going to plant grass and trees that will help prevent flooding. That's how dumb this guy is, or that's how dumb they think we are, okay? Now, this Roger Taylor, this guy's a character. He's stepping down. I got it right here under the Eubanks, right here on December 10th. Roger Taylor stepping down from city council. He's a city council member, okay? But he's also on planning and zoning. He's the one that Monday night, he told whenever Atlanta Park Clark was done talking, they never said nothing. He just voted for it. I vote yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Of course, Terry Shreve and Leslie Bias voted no, which I knew that. I predicted that. It's already on a video. Okay. This guy here, Lynn, he's going to vote every time what these guys vote. All three of these. No, Terry Shreve, Leslie Bias voted for us. She kind of had to. And she did the right thing because she lives here. No, Terry Shreve, he's going to vote for us every time because he knows when I say I have the goods, he knows I'm not telling a lie. That's Terry Shreve. Okay. Now here's old Jerry Butterball. And these are young pictures. They don't look like this now. These are good pictures of these two. He's the chairman of OCIA that did the bond for these three county commissioners because the DA threatened this county commissioner with a lawsuit. Well, when this one and this one come in office, he rolled over and went with them. So I'm thinking that Piper just came in to get this thing passed is all he did, and he walked. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, that's what I'm speculating. Okay, Nona Roach is the assistant to him. Okay, now on Facebook, I've debunked Nona Roach about every time. She can't tell the truth. I've already showed it, and I'll show more on Facebook. What she says and what's actually true, because I have the facts. Jerry Butterball, I've got him on video. Audio video, really running down Robert Slack. Okay, now there's Robert Smith right here. He's the Pawhuska Capital Journal. He's the writer. He's in with this group. I debunked him and on everything he said about me back in October of last year. Or maybe, it was October, the 1st of October, about the Kennedy building. I had the information in my hand, and he starts saying that I was just a disgruntled person over this 14 home housing addition. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of more stuff on him, but I know he works for this guy right here because also he does all the ads. They send all the ads to him and the Fairfax chief. Through the government because they have to run ads for all the bids and everything. So now this Darren Varnell, there's a big deal in Pawnee. He didn't get elected. He didn't get elected. She didn't get elected. Okay, and my picture's not up there because you are looking at me, so you don't need my picture up there. But I didn't get elected. It's funny how the puppet master, Junior, I guess, Fisher, he did Facebook posts on all of us talking bad about us, along with Alberto C-Rat, and C-Rat is not even second in charge or first in charge. He's just a grunt there. He makes 40-something thousand a year. I've got the records. They're public. He gets paid a lot of money. This guy right here does. When I get ready to do each one of them in a profile, you'll learn more. But I got to get a bigger board with bigger pictures, and I want to get up-to-date pictures because these two right here, actually these pictures right here do them justice. But you all might not be able to see them. I'm just letting you know about, I told you I was going to do this, and I have it, and I will do it. But it'll be better. We're learning. We're getting a little more help each week and just trying to get better. So with the information. Now let me go back. Now I'm going to go to Pawhuska. This on December the 10th. Remember the Pawhuska's falling apart. On December the 10th, Roger Taylor put out that he wasn't not going to run for the city council. It says it right here. It says when Pawhuska voters cast their ballots February 11, 2025. For Ward 1 City Council candidates, a familiar name will be missing, Roger Taylor. A member of the council since 2011 decided not to seek a new 3-year term. See, Roger Taylor's from Pawhuska, but he votes how we want to live down here. That's not right. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down just a little bit. I feel kind of weird looking at the top of my head. Okay. That was put out by the Pawhuska Capital Journal. Oh, remember? This guy right here, okay? Old Robert Smith. So that's one thing going on. Why is he stepping down? They're going to say all kinds of things. But is he going to step down from planning and zoning now that we have all this information that we have given them in the last 2 months? Stuff where they messed up last year. Now remember this. I said it last week. We have all the lies that Jake Bruno said. He didn't really say lies. He kept out information, but now Steve Talbot did. Okay, and I've read you all that information once. We have all that last year where that should never have went through according to their regulations in their handbook. And his handbook was put out it was okayed by the county commissioners back when they put it out. So now we have them on this one here doing the same thing, except last year we have it all on paper. This year we have an audio video. Now we have a conspiracy. Okay, there's no theory, it's a conspiracy. And it's coming. Okay, that's on Roger Taylor. Then there's Jerry Eubanks. There's Jerry right there, old Jerry Bear. That's what Ron Durbin calls him. This is from Pawhuska Capital Journal. Okay. Jerry Eubanks pleaded no contest to felony embezzlement conspiracy in Kay County. Remember that was, I don't remember now. If I quote it, I might be wrong, but there's, I don't know, $30,000 or $40,000 or something. I read it to you a couple weeks ago. When I get ready to do all this on each person, I'll have it all laid out. Right now, I got 100 papers laying everywhere, and just because the news just keeps coming in, I'm being bombarded with news. Okay, so let me read this. Pawhuska City Manager Jerry Eubanks on Friday, December the 6th, pleaded no contest in Kay County District Court to 3 felony charges, according to online court records. The charges to which Eubanks pleaded were embezzlement of property, obtaining property by trick or deception, and conspiracy. See, they can use conspiracy. Okay. So, conspiracy is a real word in the law. Okay. Y'all got to remember that. According to the documents. I have the documents that can prove conspiracy once they do it twice in planning and zoning. Okay. Did it to the same people in the same area, 2 different times, a year and a half apart. And I have everything. Okay, back to this. I'm sorry. Trick or deception and conspiracy according to the documents. Eubanks received a 5-year suspended sentence. The court also ordered him to make $33,250 of restitution and comply with 2 years of supervision by the district attorney's office. That's of Kay County. Brian Hermanson is the DA for Kay County. Okay, here's a guy that's been in prison 5 years, federal prison. He's a felon, convicted felon. The city of Pawhuska hires him for $75,000 a year, and he's an interim city manager. Okay. They give him a $25,000 bonus about 2 weeks before he goes to this deal in Kay County. But then in Kay County, in the city of Pawhuska, they didn't budget that for their budget. It wasn't in it. See, Ron Durbin opened that up. So, see how screwy this is in Pawhuska? But my theory, now I do have a theory on this. Too many people are hooked to the Kennedy building back in 2017 and then 2022. So it's going to, I just almost positive too many people, it's going to be tied together. I'll get to more of that later. Let me just go on with this. Okay, the Kay County case was based on events that took place while Eubanks held a manager position with the city of Blackwell prior to working for the city of Pawhuska. See, he committed a crime, okay, pleaded no contest, so that means he's guilty. But you plead no contest, that's like, well, I'm not going to fight you, just do what you want to do. So they didn't even give him no jail time or nothing. They didn't, in this article didn't tell you everything. And then Pawhuska hires him. Pawhuska's hired him a couple of times, though. Okay. Eubanks' history of legal problems received heightened scrutiny after he fired Pawhuska Police Chief Lori Hennessy and another officer in September. Also, following the firing of Hennessy, Osage County District Attorney Mike Fisher asked the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation for a probe of events in Pawhuska. Okay. This is Lori Hennessy right here. She knows everything about the Kennedy building, all the stuff that went on up there, okay? He knows. She knows. Why did he go after them? It started with the Kennedy building, and then it went to the annex. He started helping him and her on the annex to slow it down, because the most important thing was the courthouse and the Sally Port. Okay, I read you those documents. I'll read them again. This guy right here, Dalton Higgins, now all of a sudden, after Everett Piper right here puts Dalton Higgins in there, he now is not going to put in the Sally Ports for the courthouse. Dalton Higgins is the highest paid man in Osage County, $177,000 a year. This is just a little teaser on what's coming, because I want them to see this too. No, I'm sorry, I was pointing that up there and you can't even see what I'm pointing at. I'm sorry about that. Okay, now, I'm going to read this again, and I'm going to go to the next paragraph. We're still on Jerry Eubanks, because this is just how it's all connected together. Okay, let me read this last sentence again. Attorney Mike Fisher asked the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation for a probe of events in Pawhuska. Next paragraph. This is where the yellow is down there. Fisher said Friday afternoon that he was still awaiting a report of findings from OSBI. He also clarified that Eubanks was not a target of that investigation. Fisher said the OSBI has been investigating the Pawhuska Police Department. Okay, now I'm not going to, you know Fisher, he's up there top, you can't see him. Lori Hennessy asked Mike Fisher for some help. I mean, whenever Eubanks was firing her. Well, Mike Fisher recused himself, would not help her, because Lori Hennessy knows a lot about the Kennedy building. Mike Fisher's in trouble, okay, because all this, it connects together. But Lori Hennessy is a player in this. So, anyway, I just wanted to read that to you. It's just kind of a teaser deal there. When I get my board correct, get it right, I will do a profile one by one of each one of them. Everything they've done that I have records on, okay? A lot of it is on records. Piper especially. I got a lot of paper through the government on Piper. Piper tried to do stuff to me, but he didn't realize that I knew what he was doing. So it didn't work. And then Piper stepped down. He kind of had to, because Piper, there's some other things I'll tell you. I'm just going to leave it at that right now. Just as soon as we get through this debacle of planning and zoning, now the county commissioners, I have to get through that first before I really get set into this, to really expose everything all the way to bone. Sorry about that. Anyway, you all have a good evening, and you have a Merry Christmas. And I will do another video next week, and if I don't get to, I hope you all have a great New Year. Thank you.